Okay, good day nurses. Let's start our discussion regarding a different disorder under our thyroid gland. But before anything else, let's discuss first the anatomy and physiology of our thyroid gland before natin i-discuss yung mga different disorder. So ngayon, ito ang ating thyroid gland. This one is our thyroid gland. Okay. Ito, that is your thyroid gland. So, si thyroid gland natin is the largest organ, okay? Your thyroid gland is the largest endocrine. Endocrine gland in our body. And aside from that, your thyroid gland is a butterfly shape. Okay? It is a butterfly shape organ. And pag sinabi din natin na thyroid gland, si thyroid gland natin consists of two lobes. Okay? Two lobes. We have one and then two. Two lobes ang ating thyroid gland. And yung thyroid gland natin, kino-connect siya via our isthmus. Okay? Your isthmus, kino-connect siya ng ating isthmus. Okay? Your isthmus. Aside from that, your thyroid gland is a highly vascular. It's a highly vascular gland. Okay? Pag sinabi nating highly vascular gland, masyado siyang maugat. Masyadong maugat ang ating thyroid gland. Kaya kapag masyado siyang maugat, ibig sabihin mas maraming blood supply ang napupunta sa ating thyroid gland. So approximately, your thyroid gland, what they call this one, ang blood supply na napupunta sa kanya is about 5 ml, okay? Yung ating blood supply na napupunta sa ating thyroid gland, it's 5 ml, okay, sorry. It's 5 ml. Okay, yan. Okay, it's 5 ml per minute per gram. Ganyan kadami ang blood supply na napupunta sa ating thyroid gland. Mas marami pa. So, approximately 5 times na mas marami ang napupunta na blood supply sa ating thyroid gland compare sa ating kidney. Kaya, yan ang characteristic ng ating thyroid gland. And your thyroid gland produces thyroid hormone. Ano yung thyroid hormone natin, okay? Your thyroid gland produces thyroid hormone. Okay, ano yung mga thyroid hormone natin? First thyroid hormone natin, meron tayong tinatawag na T3. And yung second one, we have the T4. Sino si T3 natin? Si T3 natin ay tinatawag natin na triiodothyronine. Okay? It's the triiodothyronine. That is your T3. And your T4 is tinatawag natin siya na thyroxine. Para makakreate tayo ng isang thyroid hormone, kakailanganin daw muna natin ng iodine. Okay? Para makapag-create ang body natin ng thyroid hormone, kakailanganin niya muna ng iodine. So from the word 3, ayan, T3 and T4, ibig sabihin, kaya siya tinawag na triiodo, ibig sabihin, meron daw siyang 3 atoms of iodine. Okay? It's 3 atoms of iodine. How about your T4? From the word 4, ayan siya, it's a 4 atoms of iodine. So kung wala kang iodine or hindi enough yung intake mo ng iodine, anong mangyayari? There is a decreased production of thyroid hormone in the body. Okay, so si T3 or your thyroid hormone, ang function niyan is for cellular metabolism. Okay. Okay, your thyroid hormone is responsible for cellular metabolism, or kung hindi nyo alam yung ating metabolic rate. In other name, it is the metabolic rate. So, ano ba ang cellular metabolism? Okay, ano ba yung metabolic rate na tinatawag natin? Okay, yung cellular metabolism, ganito kasi ang nangyayari pag may cellular metabolism. Okay, for example, kumain ka, yung kinain mo contains sugar. Okay, yung sugar na yan, papasok yan sa loob ng cell. Okay, papasok daw yung sugar sa loob ng cell. O ngayon, andito na ang sugar. Ngayon, sa loob ng cell mo, merong oxygen. Yung sugar, magkakaroon ng interaction with oxygen. Kapag ang sugar ay pumasok sa cell at nagkaroon ng interaction with oxygen, yan yung tinatawag natin na cellular metabolism. And your cellular metabolism, meron siyang tatlong byproduct. Ano yung byproduct niya? ATP, we have heat, and water. Okay? So again, we have ATP, heat, and water. Yan yung mga different byproducts ng ating cellular metabolism. So kung walang sugar, 'di ba? Wala ding production ng ATP. Kaya nga 'di ba, yung ating kinakain, for example, kanin, 'di ba? Your kanin contains carbohydrates. The excess carbohydrates in the body will turn into sugar. At yung sugar na yan, gagamitin yan ng cell natin para magkaroon ng production ng ATP through the help of cellular metabolism. So ngayon, kung mataas ang thyroid hormone natin, mataas or mabilis din ba ang metabolism? Mataas din ang metabolism natin. So kung mababa ang thyroid hormone natin, mababa din or mabagal din ang ating metabolism. So paano ba na-produce ang ating thyroid hormone? Paano ba na-i-stimulate yung production ng thyroid hormone in our body? So nakadepende yan sa ating katawan. So nakadepende yan sa katawan natin. So for example, decrease ang T3 and T4 mo sa iyong katawan. Pag decrease ang T3 and T4 mo sa katawan, ayaw ng katawan na decrease ang T3 and T4. Bakit? Kasi babagal ang metabolism. Kaya anong gagawin? Anong gagawin ng ating katawan kapag decrease si T3 and T4 sa blood? Ang katawan mo ay magkakaroon ng signal. Magsisignal yan sa brain natin, specifically your hypothalamus. Okay? Your hypothalamus. Okay, si hypothalamus, maglalabas siya ng thyroid releasing hormone. Okay, maglalabas si hypothalamus ng thyroid releasing hormone. Yung thyroid releasing hormone na yan will stimulate the anterior pituitary gland. Okay, your TRH or your thyroid releasing hormone will stimulate the anterior pituitary gland. And your anterior pituitary gland, kapag na-stimulate na siya, it will release TSH or your thyroid stimulating hormone. The thyroid stimulating hormone will now stimulate your thyroid gland. Stimulate niya na ang thyroid gland. Anong gagawin niya sa thyroid gland? Anong gagawin ni thyroid gland? It will release T3 and T4. So, nakadepende yan sa level ng T3 and T4 mo sa ating katawan. Ulitin natin. Mababa si T3 and T4. Pag mababa si T3 and T4, ayaw ng katawan yan. Kaya magsisignal yung katawan natin na katawan, mababa ang aking T3 and T4. Brain, gumawa ka ng paraan. Kaya in-stimulate na ngayon si brain mo, specifically your hypothalamus. The hypothalamus will release thyroid-releasing hormone. Yung thyroid-releasing hormone natin will stimulate the anterior pituitary gland to release thyroid-stimulating hormone. That thyroid-stimulating hormone will now stimulate your thyroid gland to produce T3 and T4. Kaya nga, magkakaroon ng production ng T3 and T4 at anong mangyayari? Tataas ang T3 and T4 natin sa ating katawan. Kaya, na-solve yung problema natin. Yan yung tinatawag natin na negative feedback mechanism. Okay? Mechanism. Okay, that is your negative feedback mechanism. Pag mababa ang level ng certain hormone sa ating katawan, papataasin yan. Bakit? Meron tayong tinatawag na negative feedback mechanism. Okay, puntahan natin yung first disorder natin. Yung first disorder natin, tinatawag natin siya na goiter. Okay? Your first disorder ay yung tinatawag natin na goiter. Okay? Your goiter. Pag sinabi natin goiter, nagkakaroon daw ng enlargement. Enlargement saan? Sorry. Okay, it's enlargement in the enlargement of the thyroid gland. Okay? So, pag sinabi natin goiter, nagkakaroon daw ng enlargement of the thyroid gland. Lumalaki daw yung thyroid gland ng isang tao pag may goiter. So, bakit ba nagkakaroon ng goiter? Because of decreased iodine consumption. Ang dahilan kung bakit nagkakaroon ng goiter because of decreased iodine consumption. Sabi natin kanina, para makaproduce tayo ng T3 and T4, kakailanganin niya muna ng iodine. Because your triiodothyronine ay consists of or contains 3 atoms of iodine. And your thyroxine consists of 4 atoms of iodine. So, kung decrease ang iodine consumption mo, magdi-decrease din ang level ng iodine mo sa katawan. So, kung decrease ang iodine sa katawan, meron bang production ng thyroid hormone? Walang production ng thyroid hormone. Kaya ano nangyayari? Nagkakaroon daw yan will result to increased thyroid or increase or enlargement of your thyroid gland. Bakit ba siya lumalaki? Ganito yan, class. Balikan natin yung pathophysia natin kung paano nare-release ang ating thyroid hormone. Again, decrease ang iodine natin sa ating katawan. Therefore, decrease din ba ang T3 and T4? Yes. Mag-decrease din daw ang T3 and T4. Kasi nga, decrease ang iodine consumption mo. Kaya anong mangyayari? Magkakaroon ng activation of your negative feedback mechanism. So ngayon, decrease si T3 and T4 now will stimulate your hypothalamus to release TRH. Magre-release siya ngayon ng TRH. Etong TRH natin na yan will stimulate your anterior pituitary gland to release TSH. Ngayon, yung TSH natin is stimulate niya ang ating thyroid gland to release T3 and T4. Ngayon, na-stimulate ang ating thyroid gland. But the question is, meron bang production ng T3 and T4? Walang production ng T3 and T4. Bakit? Kulang tayo ng iodine. Kaya ano mangyayari? Meron bang production ng T3 and T4? Walang production ng T3 and T4. Kaya ano mangyayari? Mababa pa rin ba ang T3 and T4 natin sa ating katawan? Yes, mababa pa rin siya. Kaya ano mangyayari? Itong mababang level ng T3 and T4 mo will stimulate na naman your brain. specifically your hypothalamus, to release TRH. The TRH will stimulate your anterior pituitary gland to release TSH, and now your TSH will stimulate your thyroid gland to produce T3 and T4. But the problem is, decrease pa rin ang iodine consumption mo, kaya wala pa rin production ng T3 and T4. Hanggang sa in-stimulate ang iyong anterior pituitary gland. Siyempre, walang production ng T3 and T4, continuous lang ang pag-i-stimulate sa hypothalamus, continuous lang ang paglabas ng TRH, at continuous lang ang pag-stimulate sa anterior pituitary gland. Kaya ano nangyayari? Nagkakaroon ng increased production ng TSH sa ating katawan. Itong increased TSH na ito will stimulate your thyroid gland. Kapag increase ang TSH, nagkakaroon ng hyperstimulation sa thyroid gland natin. Kaya ano nangyayari? Your thyroid gland will now enlarge. Lalaki ngayon ang ating thyroid gland. Magkakaroon ng enlargement because of increased TSH. The increased TSH or the level of TSH is increased will hyperstimulate ang thyroid gland natin. Kaya ano nangyayari? Lumalaki si ating thyroid gland, kaya ka nagkakaroon ng goiter. Okay? Kaya meron tayong goiter because of increased TSH. Okay? Increase of TSH. Okay. That is the pathophysiology of our goiter. So ngayon, ano ang ating diagnostic test? What will be the diagnostic test for this disorder? So ganyan, sa diagnostic test natin, meron tayong tinatawag na what they call this one, yung tinatawag natin na thyroid test. Okay? Sa diagnostic test natin, meron tayong tinatawag na thyroid test. Anong meron sa thyroid test natin kapag may goiter? Sa goiter daw, increase daw ang tinatawag natin na serum TSH. Increase si serum TSH and decrease daw ang ating serum T3 and T4. Okay. Increase si serum TSH. Bakit increase si serum TSH natin? Because of increased production. Because of hyperstimulation sa anterior pituitary gland, kaya masyadong mataas ang ating TSH. Kaya sa diagnostic test, mataas ang level ng TSH. How about your serum T3 and T4? Mababa daw. Bakit? Decrease ang production ng T3 and T4 because of decreased consumption of iodine or decreased level of iodine in the body. That is your goiter. Anong management natin? Your management, first, bigay ka ng iodine supplement. Bigay ka ng iodine supplement. Sa iodine supplement natin, sabihan mo yung patient na mag-increase iodine consumption. So, ano yung papakain mo sa patient mo? Seafoods. Okay? Seafoods ang ipapakain natin sa patient natin. Aside from seafood, magbigay ka ng iodine supplement. And we have the tinatawag natin na surgery. Ano yung surgery natin? Thyroidectomy. Or the removal of your thyroid gland. So, bakit kailangang tanggalin si goiter? Bakit kailangan tanggalin yung thyroid gland nyo kapag masyado na siyang malaki? Because this enlargement of your thyroid gland, pwede siyang mapunta sa hyperthyroidism. Okay? So, that is the first disorder under your thyroid gland. So, puntahan naman natin si hyperthyroidism. Okay? Proceed tayo kay hyperthyroidism. Okay. So, So, second disorder natin, we have the hyperthyroidism. Okay, pag sinabi nating hyperthyroidism, increase daw ang T3 and T4. Okay? Pag sinabi nating hyperthyroidism, increase ang T3 and T4 sa ating katawan. Okay? Increase daw ang thyroid hormone. So, hyperthyroidism, increase T3 and T4 or your thyroid hormone in the body. So, bakit ba nagkakaroon ng increased T3 and T4 in the body? So, ito lang yung mga possible causes. So, ito lang yung possible causes. First natin, because of goiter. Sabi natin, pag hindi natanggal yung ating thyroid gland, that can lead to hyperthyroidism. Second one natin, we have the autoimmune disorder. Your autoimmune disorder, yung tinatawag natin na Graves' disease, okay? Pag once na ang cause ng hyperthyroidism mo is autoimmune, tawag dyan ay Graves' disease, okay? It's your Graves' disease. Next natin, we have the consumption of the thyroid hormone, okay? It's the consumption of your thyroid hormone, okay? Consumption. So, bakit consumption of your thyroid hormone? Class, kailangan kapag once na nagtitake ka ng thyroid hormone, dapat consistent din yung pagkakaroon ng laboratory examinations mo. Bakit? To check din the level of T3 and T4. Kasi kapag masyadong mataas na yung T3 and T4 mo sa iyong blood, kailangan ng bawasan. Kailangan ng i-taper yung ating thyroid hormone consumption. So ngayon, kung hindi ka regularly nagvi-visit sa iyong doctor, ang tendency hindi natin na monitor yung level ng T3 and T4 natin, kaya pwedeng mag-exceed yung level ng T3 and T4 natin, kaya magkakaroon ka ng thyroid or hyperthyroidism. Next natin, we have the tumor, okay? Tumor. Si tumor natin, nagkakaroon niya ng hyperstimulation. Tumor can cause hyperstimulation in our thyroid gland. Kaya, pag may hyperstimulation, increase din ang production. Increase ang production ng thyroid hormone in the body. So, these are the possible causes of our thyroid or hyperthyroidism. So, what are the manifestation of our thyroid? Okay. What is the manifestation or signs and symptoms? Signs and symptoms of hyperthyroidism. First natin, we have the insomnia. Insomnia. Second one, we have nervousness. Third one, we have restlessness. Next one, we have the tachycardia. We have the palpitation. We have tremors. We have diarrhea. Meron din daw yung tinatawag natin pathognomonic sign. We have the exophthalmos. Sweating. Nagpapawis si patient. And then, heat intolerance. muscle wasting, and increased appetite. So these are your manifestations or signs and symptoms of your hyperthyroidism. Balikan natin yung ating pathophysiology, kung ano ang ating or anong function ng ating thyroid hormone. So balikan natin siya. Again, your thyroid hormone for your cellular metabolism. Paano nangyayari ang cellular metabolism? Mayroon daw tayong sugar, papasok yan sa cell natin. And sa cell natin, meron tayong oxygen plus sugar. Okay? So, magkakaroon ng interaction si sugar kay oxygen. So, anong mangyayari? Magkakaroon daw ng production ng ATP, heat, and water. So, these are the byproducts of our cellular metabolism. So, okay, kapag increase ang T3 and T4 mo, anong mangyayari? Magiging mabilis ba ang metabolism ng ating katawan? Yes, magiging mabilis ang metabolism ng ating katawan. Kung mabilis ang metabolism ng ating katawan, mag-i-increase din daw ang production ng ATP, mag-i-increase din ang heat, at mag-i-increase din ang water sa ating katawan. So ngayon, sa brain, nag-increase ang ATP sa brain. Okay? Nag-increase ang ATP. Sabi natin ang ATP kailangan ng cell natin yan. Bakit? Because the ATP is the main source of energy ng cells natin. So ngayon, paano kapag increase ang ATP sa ating katawan? Increase din ba ang ATP sa brain mo? 'Di ba? Mag-i-increase din ang ATP sa brain natin. Therefore, maraming source ng energy ang ating mga neurons. So kung magkakaroon ng increased energy sa ating mga neurons, magiging hyperactive. Magiging hyperactive ang ating neuron, kaya hindi tayo makatulog. Kaya hindi ka makatulog, kaya merong insomnia. Kaya may insomnia kasi hindi ka makatulog. Why? Because increase ang ATP sa brain mo. Dahil increase ang ATP sa brain mo, magkakaroon ka rin ng nervousness. And aside from that, we have the restlessness. Yung parang hindi ka napapagod. Anong ginagawa mo? Ang hyperactive mo. Why? Because of increased production of ATP. Increased ATP in your brain can lead to restlessness. Why? Because your neurons is hyperactive. How about in your heart? Mag-i-increase din siya sa heart mo. Kaya kapag increase ang ATP, maraming energy sa heart mo, pump ng pump ang iyong heart. Kaya meron kang tachycardia. Kaya may tachycardia ka because increase ang ATP sa heart mo. Dahil increase ang ATP, dahil increase ang energy, magkakaroon din yan ng palpitation. Magkakaroon yan ng palpitation. Aside from that, mag-i-increase din ang ATP mo sa iyong hand. Mag-i-increase din ang iyong ATP sa hand or your muscle. Okay? Mag-i-increase yung ATP sa iyong muscle. Kaya anong mangyayari pag increase ang ATP sa muscle, magkakaroon ka ng tremors. Diba? Nanginginig yung mga kamay mo. Bakit? Hyperstimulation because of increased ATP in the muscle. Increase din ang ATP mo sa GI mo. Kaya increase ang peristalsis. Kaya meron kang diarrhea. Aside from that, exophthalmos. Paano ba nangyayari si exophthalmos? Ito si exophthalmos. Ayan. Yan si exophthalmos. Okay? This one is your exophthalmos. Paano ba nangyayari si exophthalmos? Ayan. Okay. Ayan. Okay. Kung mapapansin ninyo, palabas na yung kanyang eyeball. Palabas na yung kanyang eyeball. Bakit palabas na yung kanyang eyeball? Plus, increase daw ang water. Pag nag-increase ang water, yung water na yan, magkakaroon yan ng accumulation. Saan? Accumulation sa back of your eye. So, magkakaroon back of the eyes. Okay. So, kapag once na nagkaroon ng accumulation ng tubig sa likod ng mata mo, tinutulak niya. It pushes your eyeball, kaya pumapalabas siya. That is exophthalmos. Increase ang heat, kaya mag-iinit ang katawan mo, kaya ikaw ay magpapawis. Increase ang sweating. Increase ang heat sa katawan mo, kaya meron kang heat intolerance. Bakit merong heat intolerance? Ano ba yung heat intolerance na sinasabi natin? Kahit napakalamig. For example, umuulan na ng snow. Di ba? May snow na, nasa US ka na. Kapag once na may hyperthyroidism ka, feeling mo mainit pa rin. That is heat intolerance. Next natin, muscle wasting. Bakit may muscle wasting? Increase ang metabolism sa katawan. Kapag increase ang metabolism sa katawan, ang nangyayari kasi, minsan nagkukulang ang supply ng sugar mo. Okay? Nagdi-decrease ang sugar mo sa katawan. Kaya pag decrease ang sugar mo, pag nagkulang ka ng supply ng sugar, di ba meron tayong tinatawag na chochon fat, di ba? Yung ating macronutrients, we have the chochon fat. Your cho, we have the carbs, protein, and your fats. Okay. First source natin, your carbohydrates. Ito na ngayon si carbohydrates natin. Paano pag-decrease ang carbohydrates mo? Ano ang susunod na energy or ano ang susunod na gagamitin ng cell mo? The protein. So, pag protein ang usapan, your muscles is made up of protein. Your muscles is made up of protein. So, kung wala na siyang source ng sugar, protein na ang kanyang i-metabolize. Kaya anong gagawin niya? Protein ang gagamitin niya, kaya magkakaroon ka ng muscle wasting because ginamit ng cells mo ang protein or ang muscles mo as source of energy. Kaya may muscle wasting. Aside from that, increase ang appetite. So, bakit nag-increase ang appetite? Increase ang metabolism mo. Kaya nangyayari, bigla kang tatae. Kakain ka pa lang, bigla mo nang natae. Kaya mabibilisan kang magutom. Bakit? Kasi nilalabas mo agad yung kinain mo at ginagamit siya agad ng cell mo. That is increase in appetite. So that is your signs and symptoms of your hyperthyroidism. So what are the possible management under this disorder? Okay, your management. Ano kayo mga possible management natin? Tatlo lang naman yung magiging possible management natin. Ano yun? First, we have the medication. Okay? Medication. Next natin, we have radiation. And lastly, we have the surgery. Okay, that are the three management under your hyperthyroidism. Okay, when we say medication, okay, dahil increase ang production ng tinatawag natin ng thyroid hormone. Kaya anong ibibigay natin? Magbigay tayo ng anti-thyroid hormone blocker. Okay? So, magbigay tayo ng anti-thyroid hormone blocker or medications. So, magbigay tayo ng anti-thyroid medication. So, when we say medication, bigay ka ng anti-thyroid medication. Ano yung mga anti-thyroid medication natin? These are your classification. You have the thionamides. Ano yung mga thionamides natin? These are the example of thionamides. First natin, we have the propyl thiouracil. Okay, your first medication, we have the propyl thio. Okay, it's propyl thiouracil. Second medication natin, we have the metimazole. Third one natin, we have the sodium iodide. The fourth medication natin is the potassium iodide. And lastly, we have the tinatawag natin na saturated or the saturated solution. Saturated solution of potassium iodide. Okay, the saturated potassium of iodide or your SSKI. So that is the 5 medication given under the hyperthyroidism. Actually, we also give din pala, beta blockers. Okay? Nagbibigay din tayo ng beta blockers. So these are the medication under your thionamides. Okay, pag sinabi nating propyl thiouracil, it blocks. Anong action niya? Action. Okay, action. Palitan ko na lang. Okay. Okay. Action. The action of propyl thiouracil, it blocks the synthesis. It blocks the synthesis of thyroid hormone. Okay, it blocks the synthesis of your thyroid hormone. So kung walang synthesis ng thyroid hormone, wala ding production ng T3 and T4. Kaya nga, gamot si propyl thiouracil para ma-block yung synthesis ng thyroid hormone at hindi na mag-produce yung thyroid gland mo ng T3 and T4. Next natin, we have the metimazole. Si metimazole natin inhibits the synthesis of thyroid hormone. Inhibits naman daw. So, hindi niya inaalaw na magkaroon ng synthesis ng T3 and T4 kaya walang production ng T3 and T4 kaya gamot siya for hyperthyroidism. And your sodium iodide suppresses, okay, it suppresses the release of thyroid hormone. Okay? It suppresses the release of the thyroid hormone. So, sinusuppress niya, binablock niya yung pag-release ng thyroid hormone. Si potassium iodide, same lang din, suppresses the release of your thyroid hormone and even your SSKI. So, suppresses lang din. So, that is the action of your thyroid hormone or your thionamides, I should say, the anti-thyroid medication. How about your beta blocker? So, from the word beta blocker, di ba? Binibigay natin siya sa mga hypertensive. Anong action niya? Beta adrenergic. Blocking agent. Okay? It's a beta adrenergic blocking agent. So, anong action niya? Di ba? it decreases the heart rate. Ang action ng ating beta blocker, decrease your heart rate. Bakit kailangan ibigay si beta blocker? Class, tignan nyo, increase ang ATP sa heart mo, kaya meron siyang tachycardia. Kaya pag binigay mo si beta blocker, ano mangyayari? Magdi-decrease yung heart rate mo. Kaya ma-maintain natin or ma-prevent natin yung pag-occur ng tachycardia. How about your profile tayo, uracil? Okay? Ano ang magiging what they call this one? Ano ang magiging nursing responsibility natin kapag magbibigay tayo ng profile tayo, uracil? Your profile tayo, uracil can cause a granulocytosis. Okay? A granulocytosis. So kapag si profile tayo uracil, it can cause a granulocytosis. Pag a granulocytosis kasi decrease ang WBC. So kapag decrease ang WBC, risk ka for infection. Okay? Magkakaroon ka risk for infection. At risk ka for infection. Kaya anong gagawin mo kapag at risk ka for infection? Your nursing management will be to check or monitor for signs of infection. Kapag may fever na, kapag may kapag may fever na, kapag meron na siyang tonsillitis, pag may mouth sores na siya, dapat i-stop mo na yung medication. Why? Because your patient has already infection. That's why, stop the medication and notify the physicians if there is already a sign of infection. Next natin, we have the methimazole. Si methimazole natin, toxic siya. Okay? Toxic siya. More toxic. Okay? It's more toxic than your profile. Then profile tayo uracil. Okay? Mas toxic ang ating methimazole rather than profile tayo uracil. So anong gagawin natin kapag magbibigay tayo or kapag once na mag-a-administer tayo ng medication gamit ang methimazole? Okay? Kapag once na magbibigay ka ng methimazole, it can cause lang din a granulocytosis. Kaya i-watch out mo or monitor mo yung signs of infection. So kapag magbibigay ka ng profile tayo uracil and methimazole, i-make sure mo lang dapat before ka magbibigay, before giving, kailangan mong i-check first yung kanyang liver function test. Bakit kailangang i-check ang liver function test? Because profile tayo uracil and your methimazole are hepatotoxic. Check, the second one natin is to check or monitor the level of WBC. Why? Because profile tayo uracil and methimazole can decrease the WBC. Kaya kapag mababa na si WBC, withhold the medication and notify the physician. Why? Dahil mas lalo mong pabababain ang WBC ng pasyente mo, mas lalo siyang makaka-experience ng granulocytosis at mas lalo siyang at risk for infection. Kaya before giving profile tayo uracil and methimazole, make sure mong i-check muna ang liver function test and level of WBC. So, next natin na consideration, si methimazole natin, bawal siya during first trimester. Okay? Your methimazole during first try, don't give methimazole. during first trimester. Why? Bakit bawal ang methimazole during first trimester? Because methimazole, meron siyang teratogenic effect. Your methimazole, meron siyang teratogenic effect. Okay? Pag may teratogenic effect class, pwede niyang i-alter yung organogenesis natin. Remember, your organogenesis happened during your 10 weeks old. Okay? 10 weeks age of gestation. So kapag 10-week pregnant ka, tapos magte-take ka ng methimazole, pwedeng mag-lead yan sa abortion or anomalies. Why? Because your methimazole, meron siyang teratogenic effect. So anong ibibigay mo during first try? Kapag first try, bigay mo si Profil Thiouracil. Pag nag-second try na siya, bigyan mo na siya ng methimazole. Bakit pwede nang ibigay si methimazole during second try? Because second try, 4th month na yan. So, 4, 8, 12, 16 weeks na siyang pregnant. Tapos na ang organogenesis. That's why pwede nang ibigay si methimazole during second trimester. Third one natin, we have the sodium iodide. Okay, your sodium iodide, binibigay siya, okay? Give 1 hour after Profil Thiouracil, okay? Okay. So, binibigay siya 1 hour after Profil and methimazole therapy. So, siya ang binibigay natin. Pero, kailangan lang nating i-check kapag ibibigay natin ang sodium iodide, i-check lang daw natin ang edema and hemorrhage. Because that is the side effect or adverse effect of the medication. Next natin, we have this sodium iodide. Pag magbibigay tayo ng sodium iodide, kailangan mo daw siyang i-mix. Mix with juice or milk. Kailangan daw ihalo si sodium iodide with juice and milk at yan ay ipapainom mo kay patient. Pero kapag ininom mo siya, dapat ibigay mo siya given by straw. Okay? Given by straw. Why? Because sodium iodide can cause staining. Staining of teeth. Okay? Nakakakos siya ng staining ng ating ngipin, kaya ibigay mo siya with straw. Okay? That is your sodium iodide. And aside from that, sodium iodide. Aside from that, the action of your, the action of your, what do you call this one? Sorry, mali pala guys, mali to. Dapat pala, dito yan sa SSKI. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Sa SSKI yan. Okay. Pag sinabi natin, potassium iodide, okay. Pag potassium iodide, discontinue lang daw natin siya kapag may rashes. Okay? Discontinue if discontinue kapag may rashes. And then, is check mo daw. Okay? Discontinue for rashes. And then, dito tayo sa ating SSKI. Your SSKI, dapat daw kailangang i-mix with juice or milk. Why? Because can cause staining of teeth. Okay? Sorry, mix with juice and milk and then gumamit daw dapat ng straw. Okay? Given by straw. Okay, gumamit ng straw can cause staining of your teeth. That's why, again, pag sinabi natin SSKI, mix with juice and milk. Mix with juice or milk. And then dapat ibigay natin siya gamit ang straw because SSKI can cause staining of the teeth. Aside from that, your SSKI can decrease the vascularity. Okay? Decrease vascularity. Okay? Can decrease vascularity of the thyroid gland. Okay? Decrease vascularity of the thyroid gland. Aside from decreasing the vascularity, it decreases as well the size of your thyroid gland. Okay, that is your SSKR or your saturated sodium of potassium iodide. How about your beta blocker? Your beta blocker monitor for heart rate. Before giving beta blocker, kailangan mong i-monitor yung heart rate niya. Why? Because beta blocker can cause or can decrease the heart rate. So kapag mababa ng heart rate niya, you'd hold the medication and notify the physician. So that is your nursing responsibility when giving medication or your anti-thyroid medication. Now proceed tayo sa radiation natin. Okay, extend lang natin radiation. Okay, radiation. Okay, radiation. So radiation natin, kapag mag-radiation therapy ang patient natin, sabi natin your patient can source siya ng radiation. Kapag yung patient mo nag-undergo ng radiation, yung patient mo itself ay source ng radiation. Yung damit niya, yung sinuot niya, lahat ng gamit niya may radiation content yan. Yung mga secretions niya, yung mga ihi niya, yung mga feces niya, yung pawis niya, yung luha niya, yung laway niya, lahat ng yan source of radiation. So kung ganun, bakit ba bawal tayo? Okay? Bawal tayong what do you call this one? Bawal tayong ma-expose sa radiation. Why? Because radiation can cause damage sa ating genetic material ng cell natin. Okay? Your radiation can cause damage sa may genetic materials ng cell natin. So kung once na nagkaroon ng radiation exposure, pag nasira ang ating genetic material ng cell natin, magkakaroon kasi yan ng abnormality when it comes to their shape and size. Kaya dyan nagsisimula ang cancer production. Dyan nagsisimula ang cancer kapag once na may exposure ka sa radiation. So when giving radiation, if your patient nag-a-undergo ng radiation therapy, ang tanging gawin mo ay, 'di ba sabi natin, kailangan hindi tayo ma-expose ng matagal. Okay? Kailangan hindi tayo ma-expose ng matagal. So kailangan mong lumayo. Kailangan mong lumayo ng 6 feet. Okay? Dapat 6 feet away kay client. Dapat may 6 feet away ka kay client. And aside from that, dapat limited lang ang visit mo. Dapat 5 minutes per visit ka lang. Okay? Dapat 5 minutes per visit ka lang. And aside from that, dapat may 30 minutes ka lang or maximum of 30 minutes every shift. So for example, PM shift ka from 3 or from 4 PM to 10. 4 PM to 10 PM, dapat during that shift, 30 minutes lang yung total exposure mo kay client. So kung 5 minutes interval or 5 minutes lang dapat ang duration, dapat all in all naka 6 visit ka lang kay patient. Aside from that, pagpapasok ka, dapat gumamit ka ng personal protective equipment. Kailangan ang gagamitin mo ay tinatawag natin na lead apron. ito ay mabigat to. So magkakaroon tayo ng protection against radiation kapag yan ang ginamit mo. Aside from that, gumamit ka din ng rubber gloves. Okay? Rubber gloves ang gagamitin natin. And aside from that, for example, pupulutin mo yung mga gamit ng pasyente mo, dapat hindi mo yun gamitin or hindi mo siya pulutin barely by your hands. Kailangan gumamit ka ng long forceps. Okay? Gumamit ka ng long forceps. Aside from that, kailangan pag umihi yung pasyente mo, dapat 2 to 3 times mo siyang i-flush. Okay? 2 to 3 times mong i-flush yung toilet to make sure na walang radiation na naiwan doon sa toilet. And then, dapat, no, bawal ang 18 years old below. Okay? No 18 years old below. Bawal din ang 60 years old above. Bawal din ang pregnant women. Okay. Bawal din yung may mga sakit na may infectious diseases. Okay? Bawal din yung may mga infectious diseases. And bawal din daw ang mga fresh, raw, and uncooked food sa room ng client mo. So, bakit bawal ang 18 years old and 60 years old? Because this 18 years old and 80 and 60 years old are immunocompromised. They are immunocompromised. Masyado pang mahina ang kanilang immune system, kaya hindi nila kayang matake yung radiation kapag pumasok sila. Pregnant women. Kapag pregnant women, yung bata, yung dinadala niya is nag-undergo pa yan ng growth and development. Sabi natin, the radiation can cause damage sa cells or genetic materials ng cell natin. Kaya pwedeng mag-lead yan sa anomalies or abortion. And then, infectious. Your patient, kapag nag-undergo ng radiation, hindi lang kasi yung mga abnormal cells ang namamatay. Even the normal cells in the body ay namamatay. So, ano yung mga... So, kapag nag-undergo ng radiation, hindi lang yung mga normal cells ang namamatay. The fast-growing cells in the body ay namamatay. Ano yung mga fast-growing cells natin sa body natin? So, we have the... So you have the, what do you call this one? Your hair, your blood, your skin, that are the fast-growing cells in the body. Kaya anong nangyayari kapag once na nag-undergo ng radiation, namamatay din yung mga WBC mo. So, pag namatay yung WBC mo, magdi-decrease yung protection mo against infection. Kaya nga, immunocompromise ka or immunosuppress ka. So, kapag once na ikaw ay nag-undergo ng radiation therapy. So, kapag pumasok sa room mo, yung may infectious or yung merong sakit na nakakahawa, pwede ka ring magkaroon ng sakit or pwede kang mahawaan sa sakit niya. And then, bawal ang fresh. Bakit? Diba? Mababa immune system mo. Bawal yung raw. Mababa immune system mo. Bawal yung uncooked. Mababa immune system mo. So, possible kasi na ito ay may dala-dala na microorganism. Kaya pwede niyang i-invade yung katawan mo once na nakapasok siya dahil mahina ang immune system mo. And yung room mo ay dapat reverse isolation. Pag sinabi natin reverse isolation, positive pressure. Pag positive pressure yan, air palabas daw. Air palabas sa room ng client. So that is the management kapag nag-undergo ng radiation therapy. Next natin, we have the surgery. Paano nangyayari itong surgery? Okay? Surgery. So, ang surgery natin is thyroidectomy. Okay, it's thyroidectomy. Pag sinabi nating thyroidectomy, removal of your thyroid gland. Kaya anong gagawin mo pre-op? 'Di ba? Sabi natin si thyroid gland ay hyper or highly vascularized. Kapag highly vascularized, increase ang blood sa ating thyroid gland. So kapag once na tinanggal ang ating thyroid gland, anong mangyayari? Pwedeng bleeding. Pwedeng masyadong marami ang bleeding. Kaya isa sa mga complication kapag nag-undergo, okay, your complication kapag nag-undergo ng thyroidectomy is bleeding. So, para ma-prevent yung bleeding, ano ang i-administer natin prior sa ating thyroidectomy? Magbigay ka ng SSKI. Bakit? Anong sabi ni SSKI? SSKI, sabi niya, decrease vascularity of your thyroid gland. So, dini-decrease niya yung vascularity ng thyroid gland mo. Kaya kapag nag-undergo ng thyroidectomy, hindi siya gaano madugo because of the SSKI. So, puntahan natin yung complication natin kapag thyroidectomy. First, nagkakaroon daw ng bleeding. So, ano yung mga possible na manifestation kapag once na yung patient natin ay may nag-undergo ng thyroidectomy? Sabi natin, bleeding. So, anong possible na complication pag may bleeding? Ano yung mga makikita mong signs and symptoms? Ano yung pwede mong makita na signs and symptoms kapag yung patient mo ay nag-undergo ng thyroidectomy? So, nagkakaroon, pwede mo daw ma-assess, meron siyang frequent. Kapag once na bleeding, ma-assess mo daw ang frequent swallowing and or blood in the nape. Okay? Blood in the nape. So, kapag once na may frequent swallowing, lunok ng lunok yung client mo. Tapos nakita mo sa likod niya merong bleed or may blood. That is a sign of bleeding. Number 2 natin, magkakaroon daw ng laryngeal. It's laryngeal nerve damage. Pag may laryngeal nerve damage, anong nangyayari? Pag may laryngeal nerve damage, nasisira yung laryngeal nerve mo. Kaya anong possible na ma-assess natin? Possible yung patient mo magkaroon ng hoarseness of voice. Okay? Magkakaroon ng hoarseness of voice. Pwede yan ang ma-assess mo. Pag may hoarseness of voice, ibig sabihin nasira ang laryngeal or mayroong damage sa laryngeal nerve mo. And lastly, we have the accidental removal of parathyroid gland. Okay, pwedeng magkaroon ng accidental removal of your parathyroid gland if the patient undergo thyroidectomy. So that is the manifestation or what I mean the different management kapag mag-undergo ng thyroidectomy. So, anong complication natin ng hyperthyroidism? The complication ng hyperthyroidism ay complication. Okay. The complication of your hyperthyroidism is thyroid storm. Okay? The complication is thyroid storm. Pag sinabi natin thyroid storm, lahat ng ito ay severe. Okay? Severe nervousness, severe restlessness, severe tachycardia, severe hypertension, severe tremors, severe diarrhea, severe sweating. Lahat ng yan ay severe kapag may thyroid storm. Okay? Next naman natin na i-discuss is the hypoparathyroidism. Okay? It's your hypothyroidism. Okay? It's your hypothyroidism. Okay. So when we say hypothyroidism, decrease naman daw ang T3 and T4. So kung decrease ang T3 and T4 sa katawan, magkakaroon ng decrease in metabolism. So magkakaroon ng decrease metabolism. So ganito lang yung nangyayari kapag hypothyroidism. So kanina, sa brain, nag-increase ang ATP, kaya your patient experience insomnia, nervousness, and irritability and restlessness. Pero ngayon, dahil hypothyroidism, decrease ang ATP production. Kaya ano yung mga possible manifestation ng client mo na mayroong hypothyroidism? So first, nagkakaroon siya ng kung kanina, meron tayong restlessness. Ngayon naman, your patient your patient, meron siyang tinatawag natin na lethargy. Okay? Kung kanina sa hyperthyroidism natin, your patient experienced restlessness, ngayon lethargy. Kung kanina, sabi natin insomnia. Insomnia and restlessness, your patient experience naman na impaired memory. Bakit may impaired memory? Diba? Decrease ang ATP. Kung kanina tachycardia, dito naman meron tayong bradycardia. Okay? Bradycardia naman dito. And then, aside from that, nagkakaroon tayo ng constipation. Kanina, diarrhea. Dito naman ay constipation. Kung kanina, may weight loss, dito naman, weight gain. Bakit? Diba? Matagal ang metabolism, kaya matagal ang metabolism, kaya dumadagdag or tumataas ang weight ng patient. Okay? Kung kanina may tremors, dito naman ay muscle weakness. Okay? May muscle weakness si client. So that are your manifestation ng ating hypothyroidism. So when we say hypothyroidism class, these are the possible causes. So kapag may hypothyroidism, these are your possible causes. So first natin, kapag may hypothyroidism causes, first, autoimmune, di ba? Kanina sa ating hyperthy, may autoimmune din tayo, pero anong tawag natin doon? It's Graves' disease. Pero dito, tatawagin natin siya na Hashimoto disease. Next natin, pwedeng use of radioactive substance. Okay? So, kapag gumagamit ka ng radioactive, possible na masira niya si thyroid gland mo, kaya hindi na siya mag-produce ng thyroid hormone. Sorry from that, dahil natanggal si thyroid gland mo, wala nang production ng or wala na mag-produce ng thyroid gland, kaya pwedeng mag-lead yung thyroidectomy to hypothyroidism. And yung medications natin na anti-thyroid, okay? Your anti-thyroid. So, di ba? Binablocks niya yung production ng thyroid hormone, kaya magdi-decrease yung production ng thyroid hormone sa katawan, kaya pwedeng mag-lead yan sa hypothyroidism. Okay. So, class, aside from that, decrease din ang iyong heat, di ba? Decrease ang heat, kaya decrease ang heat production, decrease ang metabolism, decrease ang heat production. Kaya kung kanina meron tayong heat intolerance, ito naman ay cold intolerance. So pag sinabi natin cold intolerance, ano yun? Pag malamig, di ba? Pag yung kahit ano na, yung kahit malamig na, what I mean, yung kahit mainit na, nilalamig pa rin siya. That is cold intolerance. Kahit dalhin mo siya sa tugigaraw, nilalamig pa rin siya. That is your cold intolerance. So, ano ang pwedeng complication natin sa ating hypothyroidism? Your complication will be mixed edema, coma. Okay? Your mixed edema coma. Pag sinabi natin mixed edema coma, kung kanina, thyroid storm, severe lahat, ito, mababa lahat. So, sobrang baba. Severe bradycardia, severe constipation, severe weight loss, severe muscle weakness. Lahat mababa. So, ngayon, from the word mixed edema coma. Pag mixed edema coma yan, we should check, di ba? Ang nursing management mo, kapag may mixed edema coma or may hypothyroidism yung client natin, kailangan nating i-check this one. Bakit? This is a life-threatening condition. So, bakit life-threatening siya? Kasi kapag once, di ba, sabi niya, lethargy. Di ba? So, pwedeng magkaroon ng lethargy. Tapos, pwedeng mag-lead yan sa stupor. Magiging stupor yung patient mo hanggang mag-lead yan sa coma. So, kapag once na coma na, kapag once na comatose na yung client natin, pwedeng mag-lead yan sa respiratory depression. Okay, madi-depress yung respiratory system mo, kaya wala ka ng hangin. Magdi-decrease yung oxygen supply that can lead to death. Kaya kailangan i-monitor si client kapag merong hyperthyroidism because pwede siyang mag-lead sa mixed edema coma, which is the complication of your hypothyroidism. So, what is our management? Sa management natin, decrease ang decrease ang thyroid hormone. Kaya, bigyan mo ng thyroid hormone. Bigyan mo siya ng synthetic thyroid hormone through the help of levothyroxine. Okay? Through the help of your levothyroxine, pwedeng mag-lead. Okay? Through the help of your Okay. Through the help of levothyroxine, pag sinabi natin levothyroxine, synthetic thyroid hormone. Okay? So, kapag binigay mo yan, it increases the thyroid hormone in the body. Kaya ma-prevent natin yung hypothyroidism. But this levothyroxine, pag hindi natin na-maintain yan, pwede mag-lead yan sa hyperthyroidism. So that is your medication or your hypothyroidism. So that is your, what do you call this one? So I think that's end for the disorder of your thyroid gland. So again, we're done with the what you call this one, we're done with the goiter, we're done with the hyper and hypothyroidism.